Okay, welcome back. This is review of Chapter 1, Sections 1.3 and 1.4. This is Part 2 of that review. Alright, so we're asked, what do we know about the lines y minus 4 equals 2 times the quantity of x minus 7, and the equation of the line y equals 2x minus 10. If we have something, we have four options basically. It could be parallel, perpendicular, neither parallel or perpendicular, or it could be the same line. Now, the only one that's going to have the same line is going to be parallel, right? If they appear to be parallel, we have to check that they're not the same line. They have to have a different intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through how converting this point slope into slope intercept, and we'll see if they are the same line or whether or not they are parallel, because we know we have something where we have a degree of, or a slope of 2 on both of those. So we know that this is either parallel or it's going to be same line. So let's go ahead and work through that. So I am going to go ahead and distribute. So I'm going to have y minus 4 equals 2x minus 14. And I add 4 to both sides. So now I have y equals 2x minus 10. But we know that they're the same line, right? If they have the same slope, the same intercept, it's the same line. All right, moving right along. We are asked to find the equation of the line that passes through negative 1, 5, and 2, negative 4. So the first thing we need to do is figure out whether or not we have information around slope, and then we can just plug in one of the points to have a point slope formula, or whether or not we need to calculate the slope. And there's nowhere here that we are told the slope. Okay, we're not told the slope here. So here, I'm going to go ahead and say we want to find our slope, and I'm going to use 5 minus a negative 4 as my y's, and then my x, I'm going to have a negative 1 minus a 2. So now I'm going to have a 9 over negative 3, which when I reduce all the way down, it's going to be a negative 3. So now I have the equation of the line. I need the equation of the line that passes through one of these 2 points and has the slope of 3. So I'm going to kind of show all the options here. I have y minus 5 equals my negative 3 times the quantity of x minus a negative 1, all right, which we could rewrite to be y minus 5 equals negative 3, the quantity of x plus 1, right, because we've got that double negative there. All right, my other alternative would be to say y minus negative 4 equals negative 3 times x minus 2. And then again, we do this collecting things together, making it a little neater. We could say y minus or plus 4 equals negative 3x minus 2. All right. So assuming that these are both of our point slope formats, using either one of this uses this format, and this one uses this point in this format. Okay, now I'm going to take my problem and I'm going to put it into the slope intercept form, which should be just as simple. It's a matter of saying my y equals negative 3x plus b, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in each of those values. I'm going to have a 5 equals negative 3 times negative 1 plus b. So I'm going to have 5 equals 3 plus b. When I subtract the 3 from both sides, 2 is going to be the b. And my equation of the line would be y equals negative 3x minus, or plus 2, I should say, plus 2. So I'm going to go ahead and use this point also and do the same kind of thing. I'm going to say negative 4 equals negative 3 times 2 plus b. So negative 4 equals negative 6 plus b. When I add my 6 to the other side, or my negative 6, when I add it to the other side, I wind up with a positive 2 equals b. So it becomes real clear that this is going to be the exact same equation of the line. So negative 3x plus 2. All right. So there's four equations of the line that were provided since we went through both of the points in each of the different forms. All right, so we're going to convert this into this next equation into point slope form and slope intercept form. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is, if I'm going to do the point slope form, I need to have a point, right? Well, that's the problem because I don't give you any points, except that I kind of do. All right, if you take a look at this, this is 3x plus 2y equals 10, right? I can say my y-intercept, my x is going to be 0, so I have it, y is going to equal a 5, right? Because 2y would be a 10, so y equals 5. So my point is 0, 5. Or I can do my x-intercept. So my x is going to equal 10 over 3, or I could say 3 1/3, or something similar. Okay? So here I have the point, I'm going to go 10 over 3 and 0. All right, so now I've got my y-intercept. I'm actually going to go ahead and use this for my point slope. Okay, my point slope, I need to also find my slope on this guy. So I'm going to have, well, actually let's go ahead and do the slope intercept form first, because it actually lends itself to this. So I have my 3x plus 2y equals 10, and then I'm going to subtract my 3x to the other side, so I've got 2y equals negative 3x plus 10. And if I divide everything by 2, that's a 10. If I divide everything by 2, I wind up with y equals negative 3/2, or negative 1 and 1/2, whichever way you care to write it, x plus 5. If you take a look, there's my y-intercept as well. Okay? So this and this confirm each other. I have a slope of negative 3 over 2. All right, so here's my slope-intercept form. All right, this is my slope-intercept form. So now I'm going to do the point-slope form, which says y minus 5 equals negative 3 over 2 times the quantity of x minus 0. And that's as far as we need to go for the point slope. That's it. If you wanted to be really fussy about it, you could make the argument that you could go with y minus 0 equals negative 3/2 times the quantity of x minus 10 over 3. That would be the only other alternative you'd have there.